Hi Anastasia Beverly Hills family, I'm your girl Christina Theodore, the makeup artist for the hour. Today we're going to be focusing on highlighting and contouring with my lovely client Deja from Howard University. Whoop, whoop. So before we move into our highlighting and contouring, I've given Deja about 3 different makeup mood or inspiration looks to choose from. So she wants to kind of incorporate some of the editorial looks, but not so much editorial and wash of color on the eyes with a Kylie Jenner lip, using some awesome Anastasia Beverly Hills products today. But first, I'm going to go ahead and prep her skin, and then I'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back. So I've already prepped my client. I'm just going to go over quickly a few of the skin tools that I use today, some of the skincare that I use, and also some of the tools that I use. So starting from the inner to the outer, on the client's skin today, we mixed, I actually shaved off some of the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter and mixed it in with some moisturizer and primer to kind of still give her that glow, but without her not being too shiny. So that's what we did for the skin. I also went on top of the skincare products with the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the color Cocoa. Remember earlier in the tutorial we said that we were going to focus on highlighting and contouring during this demonstration. So I went ahead and kind of did the framework for the contour using Cool Earth, Anastasia Beverly Hills stick. So I'm going to blend that in. I also used on her brows, I used Brow Wiz in chocolate. And as you can see, we kind of kept, she has really, really nice brows. So we kind of kept already the framework of her brows because she didn't want that YouTube type eyebrow. So we just kind of kept the framework, kind of kept it editorial as we would say. But I did kind of clean up on the sides using the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer in the shade 6. So I left the eyes kind of nude already. What we're going to do is go back in using Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and Subculture. Guys, when I tell you, I absolutely love this palette. Two benefits that I would probably say from this palette is it gives you a lot of color range. It's super pigmented. You have a choice of different mattes for those who like to do the halo eyes. It has a lot of color variety in here for you to choose to do your halo, and also kind of for some of those transition colors. I'm going to pop the lids with the color Adorn in here. I haven't used that one yet, but as you can see, I've kind of killed my electric. So today we're going to focus on the Adorn after I go ahead and shade in her contour. So one rule of thumb when doing contouring, I like to say clients, don't use any colors that are, like to say they're safe zone. Stay 2 shades darker than what your actual color is, so that it blends easily. Some clients will probably use one of the Alcone sponges, but some things that are a tip or trick that I like to use is a shader brush, just because for me it kind of blends the foundation, blends in the contour a little bit easier than sometimes I'm pressing and patting on the client's face. So I don't like to kind of sometimes add that intense pressure, but some clients like to use beauty blenders as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of shade over some of the contour here until it blends. And one thing I like about the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation sticks, they're so blendable. You don't have to sit here and be beating and patting and beating for days. And I've given my client a mirror here. I'm going to place it right here. So this is a great angle so that she can use her mirror so that she can kind of see how I'm just kind of pressing and blending in the contour here. And again, I just want to sweep it. I'm kind of brushing out some of the fine lines and just kind of sweeping it into the hairline. It's kind of like you're creating a shadow. And one thing with contouring, it's a minimizing technique. So you don't want to go overly crazy with the contouring. Keeping in mind, my client has a beautiful face. She already has a really thin face. So it's not much that I actually have to contour here, but I just want to kind of bring forth some of the different areas that I plan to highlight as well. And I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, before my skincare, one thing I like to ask all my clients what's their skin type. Because as I'm building product throughout their skin, I don't want to be using things, if you're like me, I'm super duper oily. So I don't want you using a whole lot of products on me that's dewy and wet, because I'll just look like an oil slick at the end of the day. My client has normal to combination skin type, typically oily, in the T-zone areas, so I kind of want to keep a lot of highlighting or wet products away from that area because she typically gets oily there. Also, keeping in mind the temperature outside, I can kind of play around a little bit more with concealers and things like that on my client's skin because it's cold outside. So the concealer and the foundation kind of also services as a moisturizer. You see how quickly I blended that in? Again, that's with the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick. Totally blendable, guys. This is real time, so I wasn't in here blending, as you can see, for hours. Look how quick that blend. My God, her nose. She's on her way to LaToya Jackson, guys. How does the contour look for you so far, Daisha?
I love it. It looks so good.
How does your face feel? Do you feel like, you know, it's too much product on your face?
I don't feel like I have anything.
Awesome. That is exactly how you guys want your clients to feel. Like they are wearing a no makeup look and they're not caked on. I absolutely dislike cake makeup. And you want things that are achievable. That's one thing I like to do for my clients. You know, you want something that they can replicate at home, nothing that they have to spend a whole 2 hours doing at home. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. You know, some of you guys beat your face to the gods and it's very beautiful. But I'm 1, 2, 3 on the go. I don't have a lot of time in the mornings to spend on 95 beating my face to the gods. But I still want to look like I beat my face to the gods. And again, look how quick that blended. Very pretty. And using a matte mineralized skin finish powder, I'm just gonna veil on top of that, just to kind of smooth and just set my contour. And I use MAC's mineralized skin finish in dark tan, just to kind of brush into the hairlines again. This looks so pretty. And I was using my 109 brush from MAC. And I'm not specific to one brand. I like to use all different types of things, what works for the client's skin. So the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to top off her lids using the Subculture palette. And one thing that I like to do to intensify the shadows is sometimes I'll spray a little bit of Fix Plus on my brush. So give it about 1 or 2 squirts. And just kind of wipe off any excess. And sometimes I like to have my client kind of tilt back a little bit, just because whenever I'm dealing with pigments, sometimes the fallout gets a little crazy. So I don't want the fallout to kind of fall on the foundation. Just for timing of the video, from a day-to-day perspective, if I was doing the client's eyes and using pigments, I would do the eyes first and then work from inner to outer, just again because of the pigments, and I don't want the pigments to fall out on the skin. And I see clients using some of the eye shields. Those are perfect. Or I would use a tissue. You can put a tissue right up underneath the client's eyes. So look down for me and look into your mirror. And I'm just going to kind of gently press that. Just creating a little halo. And to get a true illusion of what that shadow will look like or how far I need to go up, sometimes I'll have my client open your eyes for me and close. That is so pretty. Give it a couple squirts. Tap off the excess. And I like to press it first so that the pigment again doesn't fall onto the foundation. I love this palette, guys. Absolutely love. She has like all the perfections. Pretty brows, pretty lashes. She has this young skin. I'm so jealous. And I'll be right back. I'm gonna finish off our eyes, pop on the lashes, and I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. So in the last session, we went over skin, and then we started the eyes. So now I've completed the eyes. We popped on the client's lashes using the awesome Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. So this session, we're gonna move into highlighting, and we're gonna complete the look. So one rule of thumb that I like to say with highlighting, highlighting is wherever the lighting, when you're taking photos, whether you be outside, will hit that's where it's going to hit the high planes of the face. So typically what I'd like to highlight on my client, and I also like to keep in mind that my client has very nice prominent eyes. We've also used some color shadows on the eyes, which are also kind of a highlighting or where light will hit. So I don't want to do too much, take her too far out to where her makeup starts to get a little busy for me. So I'm going to use MAC Cosmetics Pro Long Wear Concealer in the shade NC45. And I'm just going to go right below the eyes, kind of here in the central parts in the high planes of the face. Using my concealer brush, and again in the last segment, I love the shader brush. So I'm going to use this shader brush. And one thing about the MAC Cosmetics Pro Long Wear Concealer is that it's a full coverage liquid. So again, keep in mind, clients, your skin. You don't want to build and use too much product. So always keep in mind product usage whenever you're doing your client. So we're going to take the NC45. And a little is all you need. My grandmother always says a little bit goes a long ways. And I like to say also with the MAC Cosmetics Concealer, you always want to know your client's skin type, because this is a very drying product. And drying product on drying skin can lead to cake really quick. So you also want to make sure that surface is moisturized and hydrated in that area. And I like to say move quick with the Pro Long Wear Concealer, because it will definitely dry up on you quickly. How you feeling?
I love it.
You love it? And I don't want to go too far up underneath her eye because of her eye shape as well. Highlighting again, you know, I don't want to create attention to the eye, unnecessary attention to the eye. So I just want to bring down that highlight just enough that will still give her a pop. And I'm just kind of tapping and pulling on the brush a little bit up underneath the skin. You know, there are different types of highlight. You know, when you beat your face, sometimes you want that noticeable highlight. But sometimes in artistry, I like things a little bit soft and subtle. So I'm just going to take a little product, go up the bridge of the nose, and we're going to blend that out. You see? Very pretty. You can use beauty blenders, you can use the sponge. And if you take a look at her eyes, you can tell I kind of smoked out the bottom again using that Subculture palette. I absolutely love that palette. I use it for everything. Very pretty. So using my fan brush, we're also going to create a soft highlight without that glow and glitter and shimmer, because we kept the shimmer on her lids, but I still want to create a highlighting effect that will still give her some luminosity and a little bit of glow. I'm going to mix in a little bit of the MAC Cosmetics Strobe Cream with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Palette. So I just shaved off a little bit of those two. Very pretty. And you just want to sweep it into the hairline again. Love this brush. Gosh, she looks so pretty. See how it's creating the glow for the client? Without the shimmer, because you kept the shimmer on the lid. Highlight right over the cupid's bow. That's okay to do. My client. All right. So now we're going to focus on the lip. My client really wants to stay in trend, and she wants to stay in trend with the Kylie Jenner lip. So I said, let's do it. So some of the products that Kylie Jenner used, as you know, they have their own, they've launched their own line. But one replicated product that was most commonly used was the World Lip Liner, the World Lipstick, which is great. But we also want to consider skin tones as well. The World Lip Liner, while it may be appropriate for Kylie Jenner, I think some of the shade range in that product may not be appropriate as far as a liner for my client. So what I did was alter it a little bit using the In Anticipation MAC Cosmetics Lip Liner that I'm going to use on my client. I've already sanitized my products. I forgot to say that earlier in the video. It's very important that whenever you're going to get your makeup done, whether it be at a counter or whether, you know, if your friend doing your makeup, you always want to make sure that your makeup artist is sanitizing their products and making sure they're using sanitation precautions. Thank you. I love when my clients try to help me guide and they do the different facial expressions. Well, guys, that concludes our makeup tutorial. I hope you learned a lot of tips and tricks today. I'll be sure to leave some product deets at the end of this video in case you guys want to go over to Ulta and pick up some of those Anastasia Beverly Hills products that I used to complete this look today. Thank you, and be sure to follow us on the various social media outlets. Thanks. Bye.